A few weeks ago, me and the boys went camping. And you know how it is, right? It gets dark way too fast, you're exhausted, and suddenly you're literally fighting with a tent flap that just absolutely refuses to cooperate. Well, while the rest of us were struggling and getting increasingly frustrated in the pitch black, my buddy Zach stepped right up. He grabbed a tent stake, tied a highly specific, totally perfect knot without even thinking about it, and completely saved the night. And honestly, it hit me right then and there. Welcome to This Explainer, everyone, because today we're diving into a genuinely fascinating realization I had sitting by that exact fire.
And that realization was just this. Being useful is one of the absolute coolest things you can be. Period. It's not about showing off, It's about that quiet, reliable competence. So that night, sitting around the campfire, we actually started brainstorming a list. We mapped out an entire speed life protocol. What we're going to run through today are incredibly practical life skills that everyone should actually learn how to do. I promise you, one day you're going to use these, and in that moment, you will feel like an absolute hero. All right, let's dive into this.
Chapter 1, Home and Auto Hacks. We're going to start right where we live and conquer the absolute daily essentials.
Let's run through these rapid fire. Number 1, learn how a toilet actually works so you can fix the flapper instead of just, staring at the water running like an idiot. Number 2, know exactly where your main circuit breaker is so you can reset it when the power trips. Number 3, remount a fallen bike chain without totally stripping the gears. Number 4, and this is a massive one, learn real CPR. Remember, step 1 is always calling for help. CPR is really just about keeping oxygen moving until the pros show up. Imagine literally saving a life just because you knew the rhythm. That is elite utility right there. Moving on, jump-starting a car, changing a flat safely on a level surface, and number 7, driving a manual transmission. And look, driving stick isn't about being some pretentious car guy. It's purely because someone might toss you the keys to an old farm truck in a total emergency, and you need to be able to deliver.
Now, the absolutely crucial point on jumping a dead car battery is getting the exact sequence right. Memorize this order right now. Dead positive, live negative, dead ground. Never, ever cross the cables. Knowing that order is literally the difference between getting back on the road and making a very, very expensive tow truck call.
Which brings us to our very first vibe check. Please, I am actually begging you, figure out exactly where your car battery is located before you're stuck in a blizzard. Don't be that person freezing in a grocery store parking lot, scrolling through a blurry PDF manual on a dying phone with numb fingers, just trying to find the hood latch. Know your gear before the emergency happens, guys.
Chapter 2, Finance and Sharp Style. We are pivoting quickly from greasy hands to cold, hard cash. Compound interest is absolute wizardry. An exponential growth curve is going to beat the flat line of stuffing cash under your mattress every single time. Understand this math so you don't end up on the wrong side of bad credit card debt. Also falling into this category, grasp basic tax rules. Keep your hard-earned money, but don't play fast and loose enough to get yourself audited. Oh, and physical finance? Master a basic workout routine using nothing but your own body weight. No gym required, just you maintaining your own machine.
And when you're out in the world, you need to be sharp. Number 11, learn to sew a fallen button back onto a shirt. I guarantee you will be the absolute savior of a wedding day when the groom inevitably pops the seam. Number 12, properly iron a dress shirt. The golden rule here, linen is allowed to have a few wrinkles, cotton is absolutely not. Number 13, safely restart a pilot light on a water heater. Number 14, ride a motorcycle. Look, honestly, I don't really know how to ride one yet either, but if the zombie apocalypse hits tomorrow, I want to be able to jump on a vintage bike and get out of town instantly. And 15, cook a perfect medium rare steak and grill a proper classic backyard burger on charcoal.
Time for another vibe check, specifically regarding that steak. Learn it, nail it perfectly, and then, please, do not brag about it constantly to your guests. Seriously, quiet competence in the backyard. Just casually handing someone an incredible plate of food is infinitely cooler than standing by the grill being super arrogant about your searing technique.
Chapter 3, Kitchen and Wilderness. These are the skills to feed yourself and survive the great outdoors without having to call in a rescue helicopter. Let's talk pure kitchen vibes. Making perfect white rice is actually dead simple if you just follow this exact sequence. Rinse the starch out first. That is totally non-negotiable. Then 1 part rice, 2 parts water. Bring it to a rolling boil, then simmer it covered for exactly 15 minutes. And here is the real secret. Take it off the heat and let it sit undisturbed for 5 minutes. No measuring cups? You just rely on pure kitchen vibes and visual ratios. Oh, and while you're prepping dinner, learn to dice an onion properly without weeping like a baby. It's all about keeping the root intact.
Now let's step outside. You absolutely need to know how to read a physical paper map and find north without relying on your phone's GPS. Analog navigation is this dying, incredibly cool art form. And number 20, building a structural campfire. Please, don't just throw a match at a damp pile of leaves. Think of it like building a tiny little log cabin. You fill the center with kindling, light it, and watch it thrive. If you build it structurally, you won't instantly smoke out the entire camp and ruin everyone's night.
Chapter 4. Knots and Party Saves. We are moving right into those critical social lifesavers.
You absolutely need to have exactly these 3 things locked and loaded in your brain for literally any social gathering. 1 reliable party trick to break the ice. 1 full song on an instrument from start to finish, no stopping halfway through because you forgot the bridge, okay? And 1 genuinely funny long-form joke. Having these ready means you can reliably entertain a room and completely bail out a dying conversation at a moment's notice.
And now for the legendary Knot Masterclass. Mastering these 5 is pure gold. The bow line. Just remember the classic, the bunny comes out of the hole, around the tree, and back down the hole. That creates a rock-solid fixed loop. The butterfly loop isolates a frayed, damaged piece of rope. The sheet bend securely joins 2 totally different sizes of rope together. The taut line hitch is an adjustable loop that holds completely tight under tension. And finally, the trucker's hitch, which is an absolute must for tying down heavy cargo with maximum leverage. You master these 5, you are basically a wizard.
Chapter 5. A Better Human Being. Let's pivot from physical utility to the ultimate social utility.
Introducing strangers smoothly is honestly an art form. The wrong way is just letting your friends stand there in awkward silence, feeling like a total idiot. The right way, you state both their first and last names, define your relationship to them, and immediately throw in 1 shared interest to kickstart their conversation. You gotta bridge the gap for them. Also, quick pro tip on names. Memorize them by naturally repeating the person's name 3 times during your very first conversation. I'm telling you, it works like magic.
All right, rapid fire through these adult skills. Give constructive feedback with a clear path forward. Otherwise, you're really just complaining. Deliver a great toast, keep it brief, and if it's a wedding, make it entirely about the couple, not your weird inside jokes. Set honest, kind boundaries instead of making up convoluted, messy lies to get out of things. Number 34, critically important. Put out a grease fire by smothering it. Never, ever use water. And for style basics, a cheap, perfectly tailored suit from a thrift shop is always going to look exponentially better than some wildly expensive luxury suit that doesn't actually fit your frame. When in doubt, just dress like classic Harrison Ford. Timeless, rugged, and clean.
Here is a massive vibe check for you all. Stop deflecting compliments with self-deprecation. When someone says something genuinely nice to you, stop lowering yourself by saying, "Oh, I suck," or it was nothing." Just look them right in the eye, say, "Thank you. That really means a lot," and gracefully move forward. Just accept the kindness.
Grouping these final behavioral traits together, make it a daily habit to talk to strangers. It's totally intimidating at first, but the more you do it, the more deeply connected to the world you're going to feel. Protect your spine. Lift heavy things with your legs, not your lower back. Learn to disagree civilly and keep your conversations constructive, even when things get superheated. These are the real soft skills that make you a genuinely wonderful person to just be around. We are going to land the plane right here with the ultimate philosophical point. Skill 42, the core point of this entire list. Learn how to learn. The absolute greatest superpower you can possibly develop in this life is the willingness to constantly push yourself out of your own comfort zone to try something completely new. Building the lifelong habit of acquiring new skills is what keeps you growing, keeps you useful, and ultimately keeps life incredibly fun.
So, we just covered 42 skills to make you an absolute hero in your everyday life. But I want to know, what is your personal tent knot that saves the day? What skill do we absolutely need to add to reach 100? Let me know in the comments below. Keep learning, keep pushing that comfort zone, and I will see you in the next explainer. Love you guys.